In this video, we're going to talk about authentication and authorization in Angular. Angular, just like any other application, web-based or desktop-based, may have certain parts of the website or web application that may be locked down. For example, you may go to a general website and see employees only or admin only. So it is important for Angular to be able to identify the users who are entering the application. Now, Angular itself does not have a built-in authentication module that we can use, but one very popular method of authorization is to use tokens, especially the JSON web token. It is used a lot in Angular applications. The token itself is simple. It looks like a very long string, but it actually holds data that can not only identify the user, but can give more information about the user, such as whether they have a certain role in organization. But how exactly is authentication done? Well, just like with other applications, web-based applications, authentication can be done using a username and password. It is as simple as that. There's also a one-time password that could be used. We could also use authentication apps, such as in the case of two-factor authentication. Then there are biometrics, such as fingerprints and retina scanners. Now, the main tool that Angular uses for authentication is something called route guards. As you can imagine, this is a class or function that can be used in collaboration with the routing system of Angular. Once the guard is implemented, then that guard will return some kind of value, and the developer can make a decision based on that value. Usually, though, it's a true or false situation. But we can implement logic inside of the guard itself. But generally, authentication can be set based on the route guards or the type of route guards that are being used. Let's take a look then at the types of route guards that are available. So for example, the first one that will become default if you try to install a route guard is the can activate method. The can activate method will include some logic and it will return true or false. And then based on that answer, true or false, we either allow the user to proceed to the component or we restrict them from accessing that component and maybe send them to a different place. Of course, there's can activate child. This is the same as can activate, but it controls any further routing from the current route. After that, we have can deactivate, which controls whether the user can leave a route or not. This is helpful if the user did not confirm some kind of action that she's supposed to perform. After that, we have can load. This will decide if a route can even be loaded inside of the browser container. And then finally, we have resolve. Resolve can be used to check dynamic data. For example, it may check an API. It may check the breadcrumbs in the browser. So it is used to check data in real time before making a decision.